Hi friends, I have prepared 10 important MCQs based on Patanjali Yoga Sutra. For every question, there are 4 options and you have to choose only one. While answering these questions, we will go through many related details as well. If you have gone through the entire Patanjali Yoga Sutra, I am sure you will better able to revise the things. Else also you will understand many things. So let's move on to the question number 1. Which of the following is not the thought pattern, that is vrittis, as mentioned in Yoga Sutras? The options are Praman, Nidra, Vikalpa, Sankalpa. So before we explore the options, let's go into the details. What is vritti? We already know that Maharishi Patanjali has defined yoga as Chitta Vritti Nirodha. We can use one analogy. We cannot see the bottom of the lake because its surface is covered with ripples. It is only possible when the ripples have subsided and the water is calm for us to catch a glimpse of the bottom. If the water is muddy, the bottom will not be seen. If the water is agitated all the time, the bottom will not be seen. If the water is clear and there are no waves, we shall see the bottom. That bottom of the lake is our own true self. The lake is our chitta and the waves are the vrittis. So the waves of thought in our chitta are called vritti that affects our consciousness. So the vrittis are 5 in number, though they are of two types, painful and non-painful. These are pramana, means by which one obtains accurate and valid knowledge. Viparya means Viprit in Hindi, that refers to reverse, absence, or non existence. Here it means wrong knowledge that stems from incorrect thoughts or perceptions. The third one is Vikalpa, which is imagination, fantasy, or illusion. It can mean thinking of situations from the past and imagining different results, daydreaming, thinking of the things that do not exist, or imagining future situations and events. It is an idea that does not exist in reality. But Sankalpa means the resolve to do, that is, to perform to achieve an objective as a vow or solemn promise to oneself. The fourth one is Nidra, which occurs when there exists no conclusive knowledge, Pramana, no error or mistake, that is Viparya, no imagination, that is Vikalpa, and no memory of past events, that is Smriti. So, no other vrittis are present during deep sleep, but still it is called vritti because you can look back and say, I slept well. Next, fifth vritti is smriti. Memory is the fifth vritti. It refers to those experiences that your mind could not let go of. So, moving back to question number 1, here the answer as we discussed just now is Sankalpa, as it is not the part of our 5 vrittis. Question number 2. The number of Antaray in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra is 8, 9, 5 or 4. So before we explore the options, let's go into the details of Antaray. Antaray means that come in between. These are the obstacles that come in between our path to success in our sadhana. These are Vyadhi, Sthayan, Sanshय, Pramad, Alasya, Avrati, Bhranti Darshan, Alabd, Bhumikatva, and Anavasthi Tattva. So, moving back to question number 2, the answer is 9 Antaray. Question number 3, stubborn attachments to sense objects is related to following Antaray. The options are Bhranti Darshan, Avrati, Alabdha Bhumikatva, Anavasthitatva. Let's understand each option. Bhranti Darshan means lack of reality orientation, misunderstanding, or distorted understanding. Whereas Avirati means inability to maintain the state of mind free from sense cravings, inability to withdraw one's mind from lustful feelings, or failure to maintain a dispassionate state. Alabd Bhumikatva means inability to attain a particular stage or state on the path to enlightenment. Anavasthitatva means inability of the mind to stay in samadhi once this state has been reached, or it may be called inability to maintain the inner stability, or inability to maintain the goal. It also means inability to maintain constant awareness. This also means the tendency to slide back. So, moving back to question number 3. Now we can understand here the answer should be avriti. Now, question number 4. It asks which of the following is not kleshas. Let's see what the options are. Avidya, Asmita, Abhinivesh, Alasya. Before we find the odd one, let's see the details. The first three, Avidya, Asmita, Abhinivesh, are Kalesh. These are the causes of pain in our life. The fourth one was Alasya, as we earlier learned is Antaray. So this is the odd one. Let's move back to options. The answer is option D, Alasya. Now question number 5. Select the incorrect pair or match. We need to learn whether Niyam are 5 in number, Yam are 5 in number, Ashtang Yoga are 8 steps, Klesh are 4 in number. I have made tabular statement of these elements of Yoga Sutra. Let's check the details. See, Yam, Niyam, Vritis, Klesh, Chittbhumi are all 5 in numbers. The Antaraya are 9 in number as we learnt in last question. As the name suggests, Ashtang means 8 steps. It is easy to find the odd one. So moving back to question number 5. The option here is D, which is incorrect match because clash are of 5 types. Now question number 6. Actually it asks when Sanyam occurs. This question has earlier been asked in UGC NET exam of November 2017. Let's go through the details of the relevant Yoga Sutra. Sanyam is discussed in first 4 shlok of chapter 3 in Vibhuti Pad. First shlok discusses about dharana, second one discusses about dhyan, third one discusses about samadhi, and the fourth shlok defines Sanyam as when dharana, dhyan and samadhi occurs simultaneously. So let's move back to question number 6. The answer is option D. Now question number 7. Actually it asks about the components of Kriya Yoga, whether it is Tap, Swadhyay or Ishwar Pranidhan or all these options. Let's check the details. This belongs to second chapter Sadhana Pad. The very first slok describes Kriya as comprising of all the 3 components. Tapa, that is self-discipline, Swadhyay, that is self-study, and Ishwar Pranidhan, that is surrender to God. So moving back to question number 7. The answer is all of the Tapa, Swadhyay and Ishwar Pranidhan. Now question number 8. This question desires to know about different states of mind. So let's again move to the details. See, as a yoga student, we have all probably experienced each of these states at different times, and we tend to fluctuate among them. So first one is Shipta. In this state of Chit, there is dominance of Rajoguna. Mind is unstable and rovering from here to there. In this lowest state of mind, a person is highly agitated and unable to think, listen, or keep quiet. It is just like a monkey jumping up and down. In this state, Chit Vritti Nirodh is not possible to happen. Next one is Muda. Actually, in Hindi, it means foolish. In this state of Chitta, there is dominance of Tamagun. There is a lot of laziness, sleepiness, and is not able to differentiate what to do and what not to be done. In this state also, Chitta Vritti Nirodha cannot happen. In this state, no information seems to reach the brain and the mind is dull and listless. The third one is Vikshipta. In Hindi, it means mentally unbalanced. In this state of Chit, there is dominance of Satoguna. Tamoguna and Rajoguna increases and decreases in between. So the mind is relaxed sometimes, distracts at other times during meditation. The mind oscillates in confusion with an inner chatter like I want to do everything but I can't do everything. Should I do this or that? So Vikship occurs when the mind's relaxed state is disturbed. But in this state, yoga begins. The fourth stage is Ekagra. In this concentrated state of mind, the samadhi happens, and in this, Satanguna is dominant. In this state, one knows the realization of the truth, and Kalesha like Avidya, Smita, Rag, Dvesh, Avinivesh gets dissolved. This state is known as Sampragyat Yoga. In this state, the mind is relaxed but not sleepy. The person is ready to focus and pay attention, which is a prerequisite to meditation. A good yoga class can bring the mind into this state of relaxed attention. The fifth one is Nirodha Avastha. Here, one becomes free of all the three gunas like Sato, Rajo, and Tamo. This is known as Asapangyat Yoga. Here, the mind is not distracted by random thoughts but is fully absorbed in the object of focus. This can occur in meditation or when a person is fully engaged in something. So let's move to question number 8. So you might be clear about the answer to this question. The answer is Shipta Chitta. Moving to question number 9. No mind stage is, actually we have already discussed on this state of mind. It is, the answer is Niruddha Chitta. Question number 10. Which is not yam among ahimsa, satya, brahmacharya, swadhyay? We have already seen the slide of tabular statement of yam, niyam, klesh and antray. So we may again revise the points. We must be clear about the difference between yam and niyam. Yam is about social restraints, that is how should be our behavior in the society, whereas niyam is about self-care for our mental, physical hygiene and spiritual development. So moving back to question number 10. The answer is now clear. Option D is the answer, that is Swadhyay, because all other belong to Yam. So guys, these were the 10 MCQs with explanations on Patanjali Yoga Sutra. I hope this would have helped you in improving your knowledge. All the best. Thanks for watching this video.